Hello, my fellow Australians, my Australians, my Ockers. My name is Philip James Simpson. I am a first fleet Irish descendant, diagnosed with level 3 autism, severe complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and a 30% whole person psychiatric impairment. For the last For the last 5 years, the Australian government has subjected me to a 63 agency dragnet, weaponising my neurodivergence to manufacture a terrorism test case. They commissioned a 43-page academic report from a professor that goes by Julian Drugan to brand me a coherent white supremacist and a Nazi and a domestic terrorist. To build this multi-million-dollar fiction, the state deliberately suffered from change blindness. They erased my clinical data, which I have here. Wait. It's a couple of houses down. Nothing's in my house anymore, so it's too close to call. The state deliberately suffered from change blindness. They erased the clinical reality of my life from Centrelink. Don't know how you do that, but it was only 6 pages of one document and one of the other. Most exculpatory against them. They erased the clinical reality that my daily life is a struggle of survival and it's hard to be managed. I have a carer, it's not enough time, and my primary life goal is to leave this country forever and never come back, ever. What they've done to me is broken me beyond belief. They took the frantic, unfiltered, satirical coping mechanisms of a severely traumatized autistic man and maliciously rebranded it, and they rebranded it as a political extremism, domestic terrorists. I mathematically extracted the raw acoustic waveforms from the raid 2 years ago. Now, I'm not allowed to say his name because somehow he has an IVO on me, even though I asked for whistleblower protection in November 2024. Yes, nearly a whole year before he got his IVO put on me. I caught him on a hot mic confessing that he was executing an unconstitutional, I'll play it for you, hold on. So I changed his voice so I don't get in trouble. I'm a fully qualified sound engineer. What you miss is there's a whistle in there. You hear the whistle. What you miss underneath that whistle is his mates going, yeah, that's how we do. No warranties, no warrant. By the way, speaking brevity code, heat. Everyone says heat in these. When you hear the cops say heat, that means they're busted. He said it was an unconstitutional legal experiment, admitted that no one had been charged for it, and possibly at the moment, what I was doing was against legislation, so there wasn't even a law, no certificate. What law is he talking about? Well, he hid all my shirts and stole everything, and there's no actual real warrant. While he was gaslighting me in my own living room, turning around going, you're selling stuff to people. I'm like, I haven't made one sale, mate. I have a letter from the person that owned White Pill stating that that was a satirical, it was to get people to go to my live. That's all come to, he seems interesting, go to live. Go and look at the numbers. I was selling them for $14.88, $33, come on. Fuck. Sorry for swearing. when they interrogated me on the September the 10th, 2025, they bypassed the mandatory Anunga rules designed to protect people they're designed to protect Aboriginals and autistic people or mentally ill people, right? But the police are only meant to do that if they can't get your people. I had a perfectly good carer they could have got, and my senior carer for the last 5 years, Stephen Hayes with a PH. If you go look that up and look Landslide up, yeah, he's a anti-propaganda person. He's got a bachelor in it. Well, on the they had a person they called Mike Bennett, PTY Ltd. Go look that up. Also, Mike Bennett is a cop, senior constable. I can't be 100% on that because I haven't seen his face. But Quantum that over in Cranbourne, or literally just around the corner from where I used to live, it turns out that that's his multi-million-dollar business. Nah, mate. The paperwork's getting put in. What he done was torture, and you facilitated that. This guy is not an independent third party. I've got the recording from the advocate in Melbourne stating that they knew this. Guess what? The independent third party's there to fucking breach and do bad things. Look what they did to me. 63 companies. If you're like, how 63? Fraud Fusion Task Force gets 26 alone, and I didn't do fraud. All right. So Mike Bennett acted like an independent third party, apart from the fact that he told them that I understood what they were saying after I said I didn't 14 times. Minimum 14 times. They went for a whole hour causing what they call psychomotor retardation. When I release the record of interview, you're going to understand what I mean then, because instead of talking, I'm dropping vowels, and there's a certain way that you talk, and it's due to complex PTSD. They knew what they were doing. It's on my paperwork how to get a psychomotor. That's what I couldn't believe. I was reading it. I was like, I knew exactly how to do this, and they've done it twice now. I proved. Hold on. I proved through their own metadata that my arrest sheets were forged in a possible August 8th timestamp. Where was that paperwork? See the date? Let's see if I can go. See the dates on that? See how the bottom one says the 8th of August? I was arrested on the 10th of September. Also, I'd like to know why. Right down the bottom, there's more dates. There's 4 dates on that piece of paper, which was meant to be the 10th. That's illegal, by the way. I can't find a case where NDIS has given out a public interest certificate. The NDIS inform regarding yourself was released. NDIS information regarding yourself was released to Victoria Police under the provisions of a public interest certificate. Victoria, in accordance with section 66.1A of the National Disability Insurance Scheme, 2013, 9th of September, the day before I was arrested. Right. Here's an affidavit saying fixation unit called me before I left. Fixation unit, yeah. One of the cops was doing it. Alright. I'm not going to show you much at all. This paperwork here says that I'm not a threat. AFP paperwork. By the way, AFP also said that no one involved in this. This one is my proof that I was landed in Australia. Where does it say? So right there, it says the 27th 27th of August, right? The warrant, I'll get to in a second. The warrant was given out on the 5th of September. The 5th of September, Centrelink called me. That was end-to-end touch. They opened a door where they could see me. Centrelink done that. Centrelink also rang me about 3 hours before. Wait, what time does it say? It says here I got arrested at 11:30. Wait, 11 o'clock. They were in the area for 3 hours. For what the fuck were they doing for 3 hours? Crib Point's tiny. Here's where you know the illegal shit really happened. How did they get my support coordinator's phone number? And how come I've never been IQ tested, but this says I'm lower end of the IQ, but how come I just caught you guys with everything that you've done? Everything, on multiple different levels. Alright, get back to where we were. And I produced you the paperwork that went missing. So see this? Right? This is actually professional from court 3 years ago, because I got raped as a kid. So the first I think 2 pages, this one here, I think 3 and 4. So this one, and the next one went missing. The index. Oh, I wonder why. Well, because it probably states that I've got autism, PTSD, depression, serious anxiety. That's just listing all of my mental health issues right there, right? And disabilities too. That's what happens when you get raped multiple times as a kid. Look, all I've got to say is that I'm not fucking sitting there doing stupid shit. I said something, a word in Vietnam. Alright? They also deleted 32 to 34, I believe. Hold on a sec. So they took the page out where it showed. That's 34, 31 actually, and that one was still in there. This here, 30. No, why are we going backwards here? Missing a couple pages. Holy shit! I'm missing the same pages. Doesn't matter. They're in the box over there. But what they say is my mental health. I've got autism and shit like that. This is a letter from my psychologist for 3.5 years. She states I can no longer be in this country and I need to leave immediately before more detriment happens. I don't want to, but everyone is thinking that I'm about to commit suicide. I'm not going to commit suicide. If I do, it's the cops. That was my psychologist. Is from a doctor. Due to his complex PTSD and his inducing panic and verbal outbursts, he is trying to control. He cannot hang around waiting in queues, especially where there are more than one person in there. We discussed him alerting and chatting to officers and the charge officer when things are settled to continue to further inform his local police station about him and slowly engaging cooperation and trust with the I can't do it. I go in there, man, and they call me a criminal and shit. I ain't a fucking criminal for talking. They do more criminal work. Look what I've caught. You haven't even seen it yet. This is a Administrative Reviews Tribunal, ART. We're going to go to the end. I'm just going to read one bit. That's it. This is starts from this page. By the very decision under review, DSP. No, I need to go back a little bit more because she literally spoke about it'll all come out anyway. It's all, if anyone wants it, it's in the magistrate's court right now. You can just go there and ask for it and get it. There shouldn't be a reason that you can't get this. I've given it all to them. I got like fucking way more than the police have. But this states that they took me from Vietnam on purpose. What they did was they took my pension off me. I was entitled forever to have it out of the country, right? I knew that before I left. And then they fucked around. I was like, that's sus. That's very sus. What the fuck are these cunts doing? Sorry for swearing. And that's how I was. I was like, what are these guys doing? It's a bit sus, isn't it? Well, then they literally do spoliation 17 days after I put 32 constitutional breaches in on this government in Victoria and sends it to everywhere in Australia like you meant to. She gives IBAC more money. Says it's for something else. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. What about Mike Bennett, PTY Ltd? How did he get his million? Alright. We shall keep going. And here's the best bit. You see that? That's called the Kerrick precedent. Oh, pseudonym. They tried to make this kid a terrorist. TK, TC, I don't think you're allowed to say his name. You might be able to now. He might be an adult, actually. He's got OCO in his. He's got SIU. He's got the feds. That's funny that. They're exactly the same team that came after me. Wasn't it funny that I got charged? What my charges are? What I say? You're doing what you did to that kid. That Muslim kid. I'm smarter than that, you fucking idiots. I was a kid. However, you did do some extreme shit to my brain that I have to change. I'll never come back to this country for what they've done. No one even talks about my case. It's so fucking disgusting. So I've got the Kerrick case just to throw in their face while I'm there. I'm also not going to be nice to the magistrate. Prosecutor. Magistrate will be. Okay, this one here says a heap of cops' names. This one says Katie Dillon started on the 15th of the 12th, 2025. That's funny. She was in my record of interview in September, and she was the fixation unit that rang me. Yeah, funny that, eh? Yeah, I remember her voice. You forget. Sound engineer and retarded at the same time is very smart. All right, what else we got? Offshore admission. No jurisdiction. That's what, that's what I was looking for the other day, actually. Let me put that over there. See this? So that when they told me about the PIC, that was like four lines. I sent them back. What the fuck is that shit? You guys literally just handed them the key, did ya? This says they did, and they know what was wrong, but they're not doing anything. I don't know if you can. Yeah, you can see that this. Where's maybe a lighter? Anyway, this paperwork, it's copy and pasted. You won't be able because these fucking things are stupid. But this thing's copy and pasted, bro. This is not me. This is someone else. They've put my stuff on someone else's charges. Now, I've just given you a touch of what I've got. Just a touch. I've also got letters from the NACC stating maladministration. I've also got IBAC stating that it was. Listen, what happened was that the JCTT and the SIU, namely this little fucking gook called FAM, they you like me. That's what he said on the paperwork. At the end, I said, your own people would fucking hate you. You're not a fucking Buddhist. Yeah, that's what I said to him. He's trying to tell me how to be a Buddhist. I'm like, fuck up, Jigger. This is the way you turn me. I don't have a filter. I don't know when to shut up. I got to. So I'm having a lot of them done. OAIC, as far as I know, have a few people on this investigation because there's been serious breaches of my privacy. It is still getting pushed through NDIS to the police. I've caught them. I've got it on recordings. They're fucked. And they're that fucked that they're actually not doing anything in case they get caught. Worst thing you can do, you should have just went and investigated and wiped the shit like you wiped my fucking paperwork. Anyway, my court is coming up on the 11th at Melbourne Magistrates Court. I applaud all of you to come there. Come there. Even if you hate me, come there. I don't give a fuck. Come make fun of me. But realise that I've got the worst case Australia has ever seen. I've mathematically done it, and it's 7 times worse than the Spedding case. Whew. They've been entrapping me since 2022 when they tortured me.